It's been exactly 1 year since Schedule 1 dropped, and in that time, this game has been played for 17,846,608,208 minutes. That's over 33,000 years of combined playtime, which is honestly insane. Now, I've got a separate video coming soon breaking down everything we've gotten over the past year, but I'm not the only one doing something special to commemorate this occasion, because Tyler just dropped a brand new update to celebrate the anniversary. So in this video, I'm breaking down everything new in the update, from weapon overhauls to employee changes to some low-key quality of life upgrades that are actually kind of huge. Let's get into it. Probably the biggest change in this update was to the weapon system, and there's actually a lot going on here. First and foremost, Tyler finally blessed us with a reticle, so all of you guys that have been asking for one, well, your prayers have been answered. Every weapon now has a crosshair when you aim down the sights, and this actually shows your weapon's spread, meaning your bullets are going to land somewhere inside of this crosshair. He also added a headshot damage multiplier for all of the ranged weapons that increases damage by 1.75 times if you hit them in the head. So basically, every headshot is a one tap now. On top of that, he tweaked the impact force, so when you shoot NPCs, they go flying. And I gotta be honest, this is very satisfying. And we even got a brand new weapon, the Golden M1911. It's an absolute beast, and I'll cover it in depth later on. But that's not all, because he also reworked the spread and aim behavior for every ranged weapon. And I know that sounds a little bit confusing at first, so let me break it down real quick. You see, each weapon in Schedule 1 has a minimum and maximum spread, and that basically just determines how accurate the gun is. The minimum spread is how accurate your very first shot is, without any recoil, and the maximum spread is how inaccurate it gets when you start spamming shots. These numbers have been the same since the game launched, but with this update, Tyler completely changed it up. You see, the revolver used to have a minimum spread of 2 and a maximum of 6, and that got nerfed to a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 15. He also tweaked the shotgun, and it basically got turned into a melee weapon. It got nerfed to have a minimum spread of 15 and a maximum spread of 20, so you basically have to be point blank range to get a shot off. The M1911 went from a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 6, being the most accurate weapon, to a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 12, so that's a pretty big nerf as well. So to summarize these changes, even though we finally have a proper crosshair to aim with, all of the weapons were made a bit less accurate to balance things out, and honestly, I think that's a fair trade. But if you disagree and you're a little bit upset with that, well, let me introduce you to the Golden M1911 that he added, because it's the most accurate and most powerful weapon in the game. It's far more precise than any other weapon, with a spread of 3 to 10, and it packs a whopping 300 impact force, so people go flying. It's hands down the ultimate weapon. You unlock it at Shot Caller 1, and I've basically started carrying one on me at all times. This thing is a dream. The next big change we got has to do with our wonderful employees, because now they'll actually consume any bagged product left in their inventory. So just toss some meth in a baggie, hand it to your employees, and watch them smoke their lives away. Or if you really hate them, you can give them that double donut explosive mix. Boom, kaboom, kaboom sound. But this change means that we can finally drug our own employees to make them work faster, and it actually has a real impact on how they perform. So of course, I dug into the code and figured out the most effective and most efficient way to do it. Alright, so after using Git, here's what the code actually shows. Athletic gives a 5% boost, Energizing gives a 15% boost, Focused gives a 30% boost, Sedating is actually a negative 20% debuff, so it's best to avoid that, and Cocaine gives an additional 20% boost. And the best part is that these bonuses stack, so in total you can get up to a 70% boost, but honestly, I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think aiming for a 50% boost is actually way more efficient, and here's why. Each drug lasts for a set amount of time, and they're all different. Shrooms last for 12 hours, weed and meth last for 9 hours, and cocaine only lasts 6 hours. So, for example, 2 baggies of weed will last your employees basically an entire day, but if you're using coke, you'd need 3 baggies just to keep them going for a full shift. This means you end up using a lot more product on your employees if you decide to use coke for the extra 20% boost. Plus, the recipe to get the maximum boost with cocaine is atrocious. It's a 7-step mix. Just look at this thing. It's absolutely awful. Instead, I'd recommend using this 4-step mix with OG Kush. It's a solid 50% boost to productivity, it's a lot easier to make, and it even lasts longer than the cocaine one does. Plus, as an added bonus, it gives all of your employees the laxative effect, so they're non-stop shitting and farting. You might want to start adding toilets to all of your farms. Now, my personal favorite change in this update has to do with the delivery app. For a long time, I've been basically begging Tyler to let us reorder deliveries, and he finally added it to the game. When you open the delivery app, you'll now see an active orders and a past orders tab. And all you have to do is go to the past orders and click the little button next to one of your orders. The game will automatically put in a new delivery for the exact same thing you had originally. This is such a godsend. Late game feels like a restocking simulator right now, so this is a much needed addition. And he even added in a little notification to let us know when we get deliveries, which is a nice touch. Now, this next change is something everyone has been asking me to explain in my live streams. In the patch notes, Tyler says he added a seeded mixing setting, but he doesn't really explain what the hell that means. But that's okay, it's why I'm here. You see, every one of your saves has a specific seed that's stored in the game.json file. And if you enable this setting, it uses your seed to randomize the mix map. In layman's terms, what that means is that if you enable this setting, all of the recipes for mixing are gonna be randomized. I think it's a nice addition, and it helps add a lot of replayability to the game, because, you know, you can't just use the website to figure out the best mix for everything. And finally, we move on to the miscellaneous changes, the things that didn't really fit into any other category, but I thought you'd want to know about them anyways. I'll make it quick. Supplier relationships are now increased when you purchase items at a meetup. This is a big bug fix. It's been going on since the game launched. You used to have to spam a bunch of dead drops to get your relationship up, but now we can finally use meetups. It's also easier to break ATMs and Cuke machines now, so you can run around getting some petty cash. He fixed the weird collision at supplier meetups so you don't fall into the sewers anymore. He made the plants slightly smaller and easier to walk through, so you shouldn't be getting stuck as much in your farms. NPCs are a little bit harder to knock over, and the big sprinkler was added. It can water up to 2 blocks away from itself. Now, this isn't going to change any farms, the employees can't use it, but for those of you that love to do everything manually, this was a very nice addition. And that about sums it up. The game's been out for a full year, which means I've been making content on it for a year. So I just want to say a big thank you for all the love and support you guys have given me. I don't know what I'd do without you. I appreciate you all for watching. Don't forget to check out boot.dev in the description or pinned comment below. And as always, stay silly, y'all.